All right, here's LeBron post-game after being swept out the other night.
See what happens going forward. And I don't know. I got a lot to think about, to be honest. And just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, I got a lot to think about.
What does he have to think about?
So I think two things can be true here with those LeBron comments. Number one, I think you can take them at face value because this was the most grueling season of LeBron's 20-year career. It was grueling mentally because of how the season started. 0-5, 2-10, the Russell Westbrook drama playing itself out night after night in LA. Then they make the trades, shake things up. They're trying to piece the thing together. And just as they're doing that, he has the most significant injury of his career. Fast forward to the playoffs. He's playing 43 minutes a game in the Western Conference Finals. He plays 48 in Game 4. I can understand if he's sitting there 38, almost 39 years old, thinking maybe I might be done doing this. All that being said, there is nothing LeBron James ever says or ever does that isn't calculated and deliberate. And LeBron James, you just heard that answer. He wasn't asked about that. Like, that was the last question of a media availability, and it was the last question that didn't have anything to do with his basketball future. LeBron knew it was the last question. The PR person for the Lakers says, last question to this person. So LeBron absolutely made sure that he put that into the universe. Now, the question is why? LeBron is the king of leverage. He always has been. In Cleveland, he signed all these one-year contracts with the Cavaliers. That was to exert maximum pressure on Cleveland to make sure they kept doing right by him and right by the team, or else he would take his talent somewhere else. He has a contract next year with LA, so he can't exert that leverage on the Lakers. What he can do is threaten to walk away and say, all this stuff you built, all this investment you made in this team short term, gone. I'm out. If I walk away and go sit on the USC campus and watch my son play for a year, you're pretty much out of luck next season. And who knows if I'll ever be back after that. To me, that's how I interpreted that. I think LeBron going into this offseason wants to make sure he gets everything he wants. Now, that may mean Kyrie Irving getting signed as a free agent. That may mean going out and trading for a Trae Young. That may mean just doing something else, nibbling around the fringes a little bit. But, my interpretation of those comments was LeBron was trying to make sure that as he entered this offseason, he had maximum leverage with the Lakers.
So I understand. By the way, phenomenal response. This leads me to think about so many different things. The Cleveland one-year deals was probably because he didn't trust Dan Gilbert or the setup that was there potentially, even though I know David Griffin was there and he really, I think he's the one that he really respected.
But look,
there.
He paved the way for a lot. But now a lot of guys are doing this because what does LeBron James need a multi-year deal for?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just like Cleveland was Cleveland. So now for him to say this, because he also chit-chatted with Dave McMenamin of ESPN, as you know, who had a back and forth.
Yeah,
with
they were
him.
walking right past me in the hallway there as they left. It was like
right. So that did go a little bit even more into detail than what LeBron just said from the podium. So what is it? That was he not completely satisfied with the maneuvers that were made at the deadline? Because they seem to be magical. I mean, a wand being waved is what it seemed like Pelinka was able to do with a roster that everyone thought was dead in the water with Russ and then completely unworkable even when he wound up with the Clippers until we saw how they all looked in the playoffs and Reeves, et cetera. Is he not pleased with the roster, or there was moves that he thought they could have made that they didn't? So why would he say that?
My guess is he's pleased with the roster because the roster was significantly upgraded. Rob Pelinka did a fantastic job shaking things up and putting the right pieces around LeBron and Anthony Davis. At the same time, LeBron's one of the smartest guys that ever played the game. He knows that this roster that he has is good, but maybe it's not great. They got swept by the Nuggets, and LeBron played great. That Game 4, where he had 40 points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds in 48 minutes, that was one of the best performances LeBron has played as had ever. And that whole series, LeBron was largely excellent. And they still got beat in 4 games. LeBron's probably looking at next year as the last year he's going to have to win a championship. Because the year after that, it sounds like it's all about Bronny. If Bronny gets drafted by the Orlando Magic, we'll get ready to see LeBron in a Magic uniform in 2024, 2025. Next year is the last year it's probably all about basketball. And this team, if they ran it back, yeah, they'd be really good, but would they be better than Denver? Would they be better than Boston or Miami or Milwaukee, whoever comes out of the Eastern Conference next season? Does Kyrie Irving make them better? I mean, it can't go unnoticed by LeBron that D'Angelo Russell was effectively unplayable in the Western Conference Finals. He was really good prior to that, but he was unplayable in the Western Conference Finals. And Kyrie Irving was sitting there. Game 4, sitting in his baseline seat, observing the whole thing. LeBron, even though he's got to have a lot of mixed feelings about Kyrie, knows he can win a championship with Kyrie, knows Kyrie is a high-level player. Does LeBron want the Lakers to go all in to get Kyrie Irving in a Laker uniform? I don't think it's a matter of being dissatisfied with what's on the Laker roster right now, as much as it's knowing that what they have probably isn't good enough to win.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.